Aw, puppies! Who doesn't love puppies? Everyone loves puppies. Puppies are great, right? Yeah, am I gonna fuck up your day? Maybe a little bit. I'm not gonna take puppies away from you, but just make you a little bit smarter, which is kind of the purpose of this channel. Guys, as always, welcome to Immortal Survivalist, and in this case, talking about things that you probably did not know of. As always, if you want to learn more about survival preparedness, by all means, subscribe to the channel. You have my books, which I always recommend, Surviving the Economic Collapse, as well as Street Survival Skills. Seriously, 2 books that will really help you get a lot better prepared for the crazy world in which we live. And part of that is, becoming a smarter person, becoming better informed about what things are and what they are not. So puppies are great. No one has a problem with puppies. I love dogs. That's all fine. I have talked about it here in the channel about the risks of dog attacks and so on, including a personal little experience that we had with my youngest son, and very close to having some serious issues there. But now we have to talk about this, and specifically about this, about all of the licking and stuff. Don't do that. It is gross. It's not a human being. It's not your son. It's not your child that's just drooling all over you or breastfeeding from a mother. No, it's a fucking animal. As lovely as they are, animals still. So what happened is that I came across, you know how I always say, if you have comments and questions and so on, please leave them well. Not in this case. If you're going to be a dumbass, then just keep that to yourselves. And specifically this one. Citation for death caused by dog licking a wound, please? I don't think that is true. My reply, as nice as I am, I said, you got me. You're right. I was lying. Next time you have an open wound, make sure as many dogs and cats as possible lick it. Yes. Dong Hammett 13. Please do that. Especially if it's in the face, hands, anywhere you have like an open cut. Make sure a wild animal that licks its ass licks it as much as possible. Yeah, that's always a good idea. All right, now that we got rid of the... So, we have these stories. Well, it wasn't that hard, really, was it? Lick master, dong master. Was it that difficult? Just Google dog lick death. It was that complicated? Well, if you do that, you find stories like this one. Like, man loses hands and feet after dog-related infection. Oh, yeah, well, so much for that. Yeah, it's pretty gross, so yeah. Man becomes amputee after dog licks infection. Well, no, that one is also pretty fucked up, so yeah, gone. But basically you have here, he lost also part of his nose, and it's the type of bacterium, Canopotium caminorum, completely normal flora on dog's mouth and usually doesn't cause any sort. So this is bacteria that is normal in a dog, in the dog's mouth, but not in your human body, okay? Doesn't cause any sort of significant disease. However, in the wrong place, at the wrong time, in the wrong patient, it can lead to severe infection like sepsis. But very, very rarely, right? So you have, in a very rare case, you can have some serious infections because of this bacteria. The bacteria is normally found in the mouth of dogs and cats. Had a big infection, caused surgeons to amputate part of his nose and limbs, including both hand and feet. So no feet for you, no hands, and no nose. That sucks, right? But hey, yeah, and the blood flow was so slow, the development process ended up in gangrene. Yeah, that's usually why you have to cut away parts, because it's all... Yeah, it's blood poisoning, gangrene, and yeah. Should you be worried? I have a dog. Should you be worried? No. But there's a difference between getting rid of your dog because you're afraid that the bacteria in his mouth will leave you a fucking amputee, and having a dog lick your open wounds. There is a middle ground. Or even this, having the animal lick your nose and face. Yes. This is the kind of thing that you end up with an infection in your lip or in your nose, and it needs to be chopped off. You don't have to lick your dog's mouth. You don't have to allow your dog to lick your face either. I always love dogs, and everyone always loves dogs. Dogs are fantastic, right? But we go on. Man dies after being licked by his dog and contracting rare infection. The same thing. So these are different stories. This is from 2019. This is from when is this? Scrolling up a little bit more. And this is from, well, 2018 as well. 2018, 2019. And then we have the guy, and then we have this woman. A woman lost her hands and legs to an infection from puppy kisses. So the puppy kisses ended up with an infection that ended up causing her limbs. And it really depends. As far as I know, if you contract the infection because of this, like the dog licking up your nose, you may end up losing because it's like the infection spreads throughout your body, and it's usually where you have the smaller tissue, right? That's the stuff that starts getting gangrenonated and dies first. So because of the infection in the nose, because you did this, which is not something you should be doing, you end up losing your feet and your hands, right? Let's check that one out. So a woman lost her hands and legs to an infection from puppy kisses. Days after returning home from Punta Cana, Maria Trainer called out work, backache and nausea. Then her temperature spiked and dropped, sending her to a local hospital emergency room. Right, took doctors several days to discover severe infection, not from tropical travel disease as they first thought, but from her German shepherds. So it wasn't in Punta Cana, in Mexico, is it? It wasn't in her exotic destination. It was her German shepherd kisses. The kisses from the German shepherd are what cost this woman her limbs. It was difficult to identify. We're kind of detectives, and they did the detective work, and this is what happened. Puppy kisses, a rare cause of illness in humans. Again, I concur with my fellow doctors. No, I'm kidding. I'm not a doctor, YouTube, don't worry. But I concur with the common sense approach of don't get rid of all dogs in the planet. Just don't let them lick wounds or lick your face or lick you much at all, really. Right? You can just pat the dog and it's nice. But if you have this desperate need for affection so much that you let an animal that licks its own ass lick your mouth and nose, then just reassess your priorities. Do you value more the licking from puppies or your limbs or your life? Well, that's a decision you will have to make, my friend. See you next time. Take care.